Recently, we've had a 7-star Empoleon event last week, and that's actually what triggered me into making this video, because I realised something. The game is genuinely losing interest. As with all games, this usually tends to happen. After a year or two of its release, the game just slowly begins to die out, and Scarlet and Violet is doing just that. Obviously, the competitive aspect is still there, but the game is basically finally done, meaning there's nothing left to be added into the DLC or the game in general. It kind of just leaves it in a position where no one wants to go in, if you know what I'm trying to say. And when no one wants to go in, it's left dry, which is not what you want.
Teasing me, you naughty naughty.
So what's going to happen now is that the Pokemon Company are going to release a new game this year, or new Pokemon games, and we'll hopefully be getting some sort of tease of those games in the next Pokemon Presents later on this month on the 27th of February. But before that, we're kind of just left with the crumbs of Scarlet and Violet, and we continue eating those crumbs until the new games are released. But what exactly are the crumbs of Scarlet and Violet? Well, to begin with, new Scarlet and Violet Terror Raids and Mass Outbreaks. And as I said at the start of the video, the Empoleon event is what triggered me into making this video. As I'm seeing right now, there was barely any buzz around it, and the buzz that was there was a lot less than it usually would have been, especially when you compare it to the past 7-star Terror Raid events, because those events had something new around them, whilst we got a starter Pokemon which was Empoleon that we've already had. Because you could basically get Empoleon and Indigo Disc, and if you don't have the Indigo Disc, well, you can just transfer Empoleon from one game to another. And now through the Indigo Disc, because we've received all the starters already, Empoleon's just basically old news. Meaning people will just not bother to even attempt the 7-star raid event, never mind defeat it. So if the Pokemon Company do continue dishing out these Terror Raid events like this, then slowly but surely the game will lose more and more interest and eventually die out. But if the Pokemon Company decide to dish out Terror Raid events with brand new Pokemon that we haven't even got yet, like the Ultra Beast for example, then that will gain a lot of attention, because obviously it's something new and something that we haven't already got. It kind of reminds me of Overwatch, if you guys have ever played Overwatch. I used to play that game a lot. And in my opinion, Overwatch had one of the best comebacks in multiplayer history, as there was a period when Overwatch was barely played and talked about, but then they started updating the game with new characters, new mechanics, and even Overwatch 2. Overwatch got an update and became Overwatch 2, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's free. But anyways, because of that, the game is still actively played to this day. Obviously not as much as it used to be, but I wouldn't call it dead. And I also wouldn't call Scarlet and Violet dead either, as I have said that the competitive aspect of the game is still popping, but it's slowly dying out. And it's shown in the recent YouTube videos and their views. I mean, there's so many other games I would rather play right now than Scarlet and Violet, like, if I'm being honest. There's Tekken 8, which I'm currently playing right now on PS5. There's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which I haven't even finished yet. I don't even think I'm halfway through that game yet, so I need to finish that. There's so many other games I'd rather play right now than Scarlet and Violet, and because of that, Scarlet and Violet's kind of dying out. But that's just my opinion, guys. It's all subjective. Obviously, you can disagree with me, you can agree with me, but I do want to know what you guys think. So let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think Scarlet and Violet is dying out, or do you think it's not dying out? Yeah, let me know.